So now we are going to see how do we filter data and how do we sort data. So we are going to look into more aspects related to sorting, and also we will see like how do we apply multiple conditions while filtering data. So those aspects are coming up now. So in order to do that, like what we will do, like very first thing, I'm just writing specifically filtering and sorting data. So I will just change it to the markup, and I'll run it. So now let's get started with filtering and sorting. So very first thing, like we are having, let's say, very basic syntax. Let's say df dot user user id. So user id may not make sense, so let's take another attribute df dot age, and I'm saying if df dot age is less than 10, or maybe let's take less than 30, then it's basically another column. So I'm saying people who are less than 30, so you can say under 30, I'm defining like this. And when I run it, then let's do under 30 here, and then you see it like this. So it is able to show me a series. This is a series because it is getting an indicator variable, or it's like a column, which is, again, column is a series, and this series is true false true true false. So wherever it sees that age is less than 30, it will say true, otherwise it will mark it as false. So there are 943 elements in that array. So now this is just giving us true false, but it is not filtering as such, right? So we will see now ways to filter data. So we'll say df, and we can pass like this condition, and we can pass this condition here, and we see like there are 409 409, repeat. So there are few records compared to the earlier data frame. So earlier we were having 943, now we are having 409, and there are like a few records which are missing. You can see the index is not perfect. So you can see the age is 24, 23, 24, 29, 28. So that means it is able to filter my data very well. So using df.age less than 30. So we can have like maybe equality condition also. Maybe you are looking for people who are like having 73 year of age. So let's say age equals to 73. So then you are able to find out this person, the oldest person in our data set is a male and retired, and it is showing us the zip code and the attributes, right? So we can also apply other things, like we can have multiple conditions when you are filtering your data. So you can say that I want to find out the oldest or senior most lawyer in my data set, right? So I have occupation, so I can simply say that df dot we can say df dot occupation is lawyer. Let's say we have lawyer. When I run it, maybe the spelling of the lawyer, it's all lowercase, so I'll just fix that. Okay, so these are all lawyers in my data set, and I can see like maybe I am interested in maybe the oldest lawyer. So I'm just taking in a hypothetical case. So this is one condition and another condition. So I'm saying and another condition, and this is df dot age is equal to maybe the max age of this particular data frame, right? So let's say I put it in another data frame, df1 equals to this, and df1 dot maybe age, which is max age, and here I have the age, df dot age equals to the max age. So this person is 53 years old, and this person is a lawyer, and I'm able to find out like lawyer, oldest lawyer. So if you just look at the data set right now, so let's do one thing, let's add another cell, and let's do df1 and let's print it. So if you look at our data, 53 years, oldest lawyer. Other lawyers are having age less than 53. So I tried to combine two conditions together, and then I'm able to get this data of the senior most lawyer in my data set, right? So You can also do more analysis around this. You can say that I want to find out the people who are having age less than 20. So we can actually find out the occupation for most of the people who are having age less than 20 is a student, and we can simply say dot value underscore counts, and we are able to get this, like 64 are students and 4 are in some other occupation, and 2 are in entertainment, 2 are writers, and 1 is salesman, 1 is artist, so like that. So we are able to gain a lot of interesting insights from our data set. So this actually example is related to the data filtering, and we can actually say that, let's say you are interested in only between age 20 to 60, then you can filter data and you just keep data for those users. A lot of times it happens that you are getting data from Twitter and the data is in different languages and you are interested in only English language, so you can filter data based on the language, right? And you can say that I'm interested in only in English tweets because I will be doing some sentiment analysis of that data, so I can filter out the rest of the tweets which are in non-English languages. So that is another use case where filtering can be applied, right? So this is another thing. And then you have df.age, and here you can say sort values dot sort values, and here you can see we got the sorted values for df.age, right? So you can see like so this age is sorted, so 7 to 73, and then these are the index numbers for in the data set for these ages, right? So it is showing that. And then you can sort in a different manner also. This is one way of sorting. You can do it like df dot, there is a method called sort underscore values, and so in this method we have so many attributes. So one is by, and you can see by can be a string or by can be list of string. So that means you can pass one single attribute or you can pass list of attributes. So you can sort by a single attribute or you can sort by list of attributes in the very first clause. So that means I can always pass age like this, right? So this is one way. So I'm sorting based on age, this sorted. And another way of using this syntax is I can pass list, and this list will be multiple attributes. So this one is occupation, and when I run it, occupation, when I run it, you can see here we are sorting this and then we are sorting this. So let's say age 70, first we are sorting by age and then we are sorting by occupation. So you can say AER, this is sorted within this particular age, right? So that's why I was saying when we see the documentation by clause of the sort underscore values, we have a string or we can have a list. So if I go back to the documentation again, df.sort underscore values, we have by clause, and by clause can be string, which I have just shown, or it can be a list of strings. So this is a list of strings, right? So this is by clause, and axis is 0. Axis 0 means this is axis 0 row wise, and this is axis 1 column wise. So we are interested in sorting in row wise, so by default it is 0. So that's why it is sorting all the rows. And then we have ascending, descending, quick sort, different algorithms can be plugged, merge sort, heap sort. And then we have in place equals to false or true. So this is very interesting. I'm going to talk about that now. So when we have sorting, so let's say we are doing sorting, and if I just use df here, so can you see right now I just sorted by age, I'm rerunning it, and I am just going to use df again. So can you see this is sorted, but again this is not sorted. The reason is the data is not actually sorted in the data frame. So if you want to achieve it, then you have to say in place equals to true. So if you want, the sorted data should be there in the next step also, not just in this step. So when you are running this step, it is sorting, but when you go to the next step, it is not sorted. So if you want this should persist, then you have to say in place equals to true. So when you do that, and when you go to the next step, now it is there in the next step also. So by default in place is false. That means it is immutable. By default in place is false, but if you want it to be updated, the same data frame should be updated, and the next step should be able to have the sorted value for the age. Then you have to specify in place equals to true, or you can say df1 equals to df dot sort values, and then you use df1 in the next step. So it is up to you like how you want to do it, but in place is a common attribute that you will find in many methods of pandas, which are maybe related to sorting data, or maybe renaming columns, or maybe missing data handling, and so many other functions. You will find this method is there, right? So I hope you got some idea about filtering and sorting data in pandas.